Welcome everyone back to another episode of Recreating Lagoon in Planet Coaster 2. This is episode 2 of our journey of creating this park. As you will see, I've made a few changes. Off camera, I kind of did a lot. There was a lot that we missed last episode from the parking lot, and so I kind of just cleaned it up and finish those things for you guys. You're probably thinking, why is there the wooden roller coaster here already? This is just a placeholder. I put it here just because I needed to see where it would land on the parking lot. So that's why that's there. And you'll see that I added the trees, the pots on the other side of the parking lot. And you'll see that I added this huge line of trees. Now this is actually in Lagoon for some reason. It's just right in the middle of the parking lot. But basically this line of trees has its own walkway where people walk to get to the park. And at the very end here, it kind of goes into a double tree area, and this is where you would walk to get to the entrance over here. So in this episode, we are going to be tackling this area, the entrance area. And before I started recording, I did a lot of research, tried to find as many photos as I could and videos so I could get this as close as possible. You'll also see, while I was off camera, I worked on these handicap spots. Now these were not easy to make whatsoever, but I was able to finally make the handicap sign. It just took a while. Alright, without any further ado, let's get straight into the building. Now, first of all, we're going to start with the crosswalks, probably, just so we can kind of get a scale of how big the road will be. And so we'll kind of just see how that goes. Okay, there is our first little crosswalk. And I'm just kind of just going off of, photos here, so as accurate as I can get it. And there's only one crosswalk, so that's good. Now this is the part I didn't really know how to do. As you'll see in the picture, there's this little middle line of things in the middle of the road. I have no idea what that would be for. Okay, I'm watching a little video. I'm kind of seeing that these poles that are in the middle of the road are the same poles that we made at our booths over here. So, just because I'm feeling a little bit lazy, we are just gonna grab them from over here. Alright, so now these poles seem to start right at the crosswalk. Just like so, and just start copying them over. Seem to be in the middle of every little crosswalk square. Now from this point, I can't see any farther from the photo. I can't really gauge what comes next. Also, if you haven't noticed already, I'm wearing my Lagoon hoodie. I got this from Lagoon a few years ago, and I just thought it was the perfect time to wear this. So, okay, so in the different photo that I've seen, these still just go all the way across. But to make sure our scaling is right, we're gonna copy this building and paste it on both sides, because that's kind of, the two buildings right next to this one are like very identical. If we just put them next to each other, we can kind of gauge how far our pillars need to go. It goes about right here. And before we do the other one, before we paste it on the other side, I will turn this into what it needs to be and then just paste it over, because they're exactly the same on both sides. So now that we're done with that, we can kind of gauge how far we need to go based off of this photo. So let's continue these supports all the way over there. Beautiful. So we have all of these pillars placed in, and now it's the weird part. Right in the middle right here that I just cannot understand what it is. We might be able to do it with paths. So let's go into paths, and we'll use the same texture but with a slightly lighter gray. So let's try to make this weird shape, I guess. Okay, so that took way longer than it should have. Pathing is like so difficult in this game, but I kind of got it. I couldn't get this perfectly circle or like the shape perfect, but I did my best. Okay, I did my best. Now the next thing we're going to add is probably the fencing that's around the perimeter. Goes right here, all along here, around there. So let's find the perfect fence. I think we could use this. We just need to scale it up, and it seems like it starts here, and then it just goes this way the whole time. There we go. Just making sure everything is nice and straight, and over here we can add our paths as well as over here. Let's continue our fence. And now there are little gaps in the fence, so I'm gonna add those in. Okay, we have our little gaps now. It's all coming together. Now the next thing we need to work on are these little buildings that are right here. I have no idea what they are, and they don't seem to have any windows or anything. So we're just gonna build them with no windows or just little boxes. So let's do it. Now this roof is kind of being a pain in the butt since it's so like slanted. And so I'm really hoping we can get this to work. Alright, so I've switched my strategy. We're gonna get rid of these large ones, and we're gonna start doing these smaller ones because it just is too small of a space to be using the big ones. So Okay, I might have figured something out. Man, I don't even want to explain to you how long this has taken to try to figure out. But I want this roof to be pretty accurate, so I've kind of come up with this little circular design. This is like pretty much the only way we can make this weird roof. So it'll look a little blocky, but there's nothing we can really do. And we're basically just gonna make all the corners. So I might be smaller, just kind of fit better. So I'm gonna hedge here, and across. Side. Okay, we got our square, and now I'm thinking of, for getting these corners filled in, I'm gonna grab this top one. Well, guys, that is the best I could do of this building for now. I may come back to it off camera or something, I don't know. But this is the only way I can get that really, really low sloped roof without using the grid. It's really messy and it's coming out the bottom, but I really can't do anything else. And so that's just how it's gonna have to be. So there's 4 of them in this little spot. So let's get rid of this one. I was kind of experimenting, but we've got it. Yep, just like that. Copy it, bring it over here. There's one here. There's another one here. So we'll have to change that exit again. And there's one here. Just like that. Wow, we finally have those stupid little boxes. Oh my gosh. So next we have these plants that are kind of in the middle of the area with trees in them. So that's the next thing that we are going to work on. So let's go to walls and look for the right one. Now, there are 3 on each side, and 2 of them are, the bases are gray, just like the walkway, and then the one right next to the entrance is made out of brick. So we're probably going to do the one made out of brick first. So what's in the middle of this one is actually a lamppost, and off camera I actually was working on one of these lampposts, and I was able to kind of copy it from, as best as I could, from real life. So we'll just bring it up here and place it where it is. Now what else is here is it has a little fence around it. So we're going to add that to fence. And it kind of looks like these ones again, so we're just going to use these ones. Okay, so I spent another while fixing this. It was way too big. So this is a lot better. Let's move our light back in there, just like so. And what's in there also is they have these little panels where they show like news and stuff about the park. And so how we can do that is with TV screens. Something like that. It's more square, but we don't have to get it exact. So the last things on this little box here is some foliage, like some flowers and bushes. So we'll just add these all in there. And then off of the light, this is the last thing, off the light there's little pots hanging. So there's these, which will be close enough. We can scale it down, which is good. We'll put her right here. Grab ourselves some flowers. That does not get small enough. That kind of does. I mean, that'll work. And then obviously we need a little string coming out. So I found this little skinny as frick piece. Never mind, I found a better piece. So I actually think it might be perfect. Maybe. Let's just grab this pot and we'll move her on up there. Beautiful. Now I'll probably come back to this and fix it, but I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So let's grab this whole piece and just move it over to this side. Okay, so the next thing to do is to change this building to the building that it's supposed to be. And I'll probably do these other pots later, just because they're just gonna get in the way. Let's start by removing all the things that this building does not need. Okay, so now that I've gotten rid of all the things that the entrance has but not this side, we can start by making the little windows that it has in the picture. Okay, I think the last thing that needs to be done here is a big old white rectangle on top for like words and stuff, and then some posters, and then I think that'll be it. Yeah, you'll see that the parasols, the awnings right here, do not match the Lagoon ones, the round ones, and that's because Planet Coaster does not have the round ones at all, and so these were the closest that I could find. So alright, so we got our little outbuilding finished pretty much. Oh wait, let's just add some posters just like this. Perfect. And probably off camera I'll do the signage up here, because this video is already long enough. So we just gotta finish the rest of this building down here. Beautiful. Now we can copy this to the other side. This looks about right, so let's place it, and there we go. We now have both sides of our entrance here. So what goes in these little spaces in between is the revolving door, which is the exit, basically. So this sign will lead you to the exit. And all along here, you're not going to see this back end, because all this right here is going to be one building, one big building on both sides. So kind of just to show you. And so that is our entrance to the park, and it's looking really, really good so far. As always, it's taking way longer than it should, and there's a lot of things that are not really in line and that I need to fix, and I'll just do that off camera because you don't really need to see that. Let's just really quickly do the rest of these planters. I'll just make one and then copy and paste it. It'll be the same as this one. So let's do that really quick. Okay, and the final thing is to add the tree. I'd say this one is the closest. Probably here. Copied it over. And here. Place it here. Here. Now that looks like an entrance. Yeah. Wow. That is pretty freaking cool. Now I'll probably add some of the things that are missing off camera and fix some things that need to be fixed. And so I'll probably do the revolving door exits off camera and the text up here off camera. And there's just some little outbuildings right here that don't really matter to the park. very much, and so I'll probably do that off camera as well. There is some parking right over here too, so I'll probably do that off camera as well. But this is what we accomplished. I am extremely proud of this. I don't think we could have gotten it any better. Like, this is pretty freaking cool. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And the next episode, we will probably tackle the main entrance. Like, as soon as you go into the park, this walkway right here, as soon as you come in. So, if you're excited for that, like again. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed. I will see you all in part 3. See y'all later.